Hey everyone, this is a part one of a part two, maybe part three. I'm really not quite sure yet. I just know I want to have multiple videos coming out to you talking about the inner circle. So by now you've noticed, you've seen, I've launched something new. It is from my heart to yours. The inner circle is the newer membership style that I am offering and inviting you to join me in. In this part one, I want to talk to you about why I decided to go forward with the inner circle and what it means to me. And my hopes are that you will hear this and it will resonate with you. And those of you who this resonates with will be called forward and take action and join the inner circle. Really quickly, this week we dive right in. So Thursday, you can buy a seat in the inner circle. Friday, you can join and actually access your inner portal. And Saturday, we begin, that's September 4th, this Saturday, we actually begin our first live class together, which is basically a party, everyone. Like Saturday is all about dance, hatha yoga, vinyasa yoga, kundalini, tantric yoga, philosophy, journaling, intention building, everything. Saturday is a party, and that's why I call it the temple party. Temple for your body. So every single month inside of the inner circle, you will get a temple party invitation with me live for 90 minutes. Okay, so a part two or a part three is going to be all about what you get inside the inner circle. Right now, I really want to share heart to heart with you of the reason why. If you are on my newsletter list, you probably already saw the email with the link to the YouTube video where I go into a little bit more detail. But I do want to keep this information circulating so that all of you can understand my intention. And I believe it's important that you understand my why to creating this so that you get the foundation. If I understand why someone felt compelled to create something in the world and it resonates with me, I'm going to feel safe with that person. And that's what I want to create for you. I want you to hear my words, feel the intention coming from me, and decide if it aligns with your body, with your highest yes. And if it does, I show you exactly how to take action and join me in the inner circle. Right now, it's waitlist only. Link is in the bio if you wanted to just jump ahead a little bit and get cooking and put your name on the registry, on the wait list. Okay, so why? Why the inner circle? I started teaching yoga in 2007, and I was inspired to go and get my yoga certification from my teacher at the time. I was practicing for 7 years in one studio, up the road from my parents' house, and then up the road eventually from my apartment with my best friend. Relentless practicing, full devotion to that teacher and to that studio. And at the same time, I was going through a lot of personal and professional transformation, and I knew I needed to change. I knew I needed to get out of the toxic environments I was in, the toxic relationship I was in, and yoga was the only thing that brought me joy, that made me feel whole. So I went away, got my 200-hour certification, and came back a month later. When I came back, I came to my home studio and was like, I'm back, I'm ready to teach. And I was allowed to teach a couple classes as a sub, but never given the opportunity, never asked to teach full time. But I kept bugging and bugging and bugging. Hey, can I teach? Hey, can I teach? I'm ready. I can teach just like you. I can be just like you. I'm, a servant of you. I freaking love you. Like, let me teach. And I was being told no constantly. But meanwhile, other teachers are being hired around me and put into full-time positions on the schedule. I was absolutely crushed, and very confused, frustrated, and thought there was something wrong with me. Like, it really messed with my head and messed with my heart, as you can imagine. the place, my home, my spiritual home, I was no longer included in the way that I thought I would be included. So that moment, I continued to, because I wanted to work, I wanted to teach, so I didn't want to lose my skills. So I went around and rented different spaces anywhere I could in the Syracuse area, rented space and taught, subbed for other teachers in the area, and eventually landed a gig teaching and then managing a studio up on SU Hill. And then from there, I just kept going. But I didn't let the no from my teacher be a blocker completely, although it hurt me deeply to not feel that love reciprocated. I was kicked out of the nest. But being kicked out of something is really a kick in to your own destiny and your own dharma, your life. I can look back now and I see how that moment of not being called in like I wanted so badly was actually the best thing for me. I never would have had all the experience of teaching at various studios and learning what I liked and didn't like. I never would have had to hustle and figure out how to advertise for myself and get people in and then have a sign-up sheet. I never would have figured out how to price my classes correctly and build a playlist and travel and do corporate yoga there. I never would have had those, and I certainly never would have opened up my studio at the time, Lotus Life Yoga Center, in 2011, if she would have accepted me like I wanted her to. And all of those things I just mentioned were an incredible gift. So being kicked out was actually a kick in to my life, to what needed to happen. But I still suffered. I carried the weight of that detachment, unceremoniously, unintegrated detachment. I carried the weight of that with me for many, many years into my own yoga studio. Here I was teaching classes, leading people on the mat, hundreds of students a week, and I felt like I was a fraud in some ways. It wasn't until I ended up doing an advanced teacher training and met some other teachers and some new groups of folks that I was ushered into the next chapter of my life, which was recognizing that I wasn't broken to begin with. I never was. Recognizing that I had a voice and how I used it was perfect. Understanding that there was nothing to fix about me and there was nothing wrong with me. I just had a teacher that really didn't do it correctly and really didn't do it lovingly to say why, if she even had a reason that she didn't want me there. So I had to reconcile that within myself of what happened, but also reconcile that I was okay. And then go back and retro, I was okay. For all those years I thought that I wasn't. What I didn't have, I want to give to you. And that is a place where no matter what you're going through, no matter what you are and who you are and what you believe in, no matter how much you change from the moment you enter the doors, I want you to know that it's accepted. I want you to know that you're safe. And I want you to know that you always have a place. That's because the inner circle is not a destination, it is a container. It is a place that holds space for transformation. The inner circle is a wellness membership designed for those who are serious about their self-transformation and dedicated to progress. And also a community for like-minded individuals to support one another, to love one another, to help each other integrate the most difficult but most important facets of your life. I want you to know that you have a place where no matter how you show up, it's accepted. You can come absolutely elated and feeling blissed out and all zen and everything's good. You can also show up with your most fear, your greatest amount of fear, your greatest amount of icky, your greatest amount of nasty, in your shadow, and that's wanted. You literally show up as you are. I don't want any phonies. You don't want any phonies. I don't want any inauthenticity. You don't want any inauthentic. We want authentic all the way. And I'm serving up some real warrior shit here, some real yogi shit. This is not, how do they say, pumpkin spice latte yoga. This is for people who want to talk about some real stuff. And I'm talking topics about intimate relationship, topics about expansion and money, topics about holding space with difficult family members and friends and having really tough conversations. This is about past trauma and wounds and how to hold space for them and integrate rather than bypassing them. We're going to have conversations like that and more. And I'll touch more into what we're going to talk about and how we're going to talk about it in the part 2 or maybe the part 3 of this video series that I'm doing spontaneously. But right now it's all about that why. So if you feel like you haven't found a home, this might be it. If you feel like you've been kicked out of other establishments in one way or the other because you didn't fit in, you were the misfit, as my friend Jackie calls the yoga center that I used to have. It's a place where misfits come. This might be the place for you. So if you're feeling the call at all, if you're curious, go up to my bio right now inside of Instagram and click on that link and go to the Inner Circle waitlist. That will bring you to the page where you can read all about it a little bit more. Actually, there's a lot more detail. That is a pretty deep scroll sales page, and it'll give you a lot more information in depth as to what to expect. But top level, emotional from the heart, I hope this resonated with you. And I really hope I was clear in the intention of, I want a place where you feel safe and accepted and loved. And in that container, we can create some amazing change so that you feel you are heading and living your highest yes, your truest yes. That's what I want for me. And that's what I want in any relationship and conversation, is to talk about your highest yes. I'm done with like the superficial stuff. Life's too short. Like, let's get down to brass tacks here and talk about what's really going on and see if we can't lean on the ancient science of yoga a little bit, just a little bit, to see if we can pull some tools and resources in to help loosen the stranglehold that life seems to have on you. Let it insert a little bit more freedom into your life. If those things sound incredible to you, sound interesting, then the Inner Circle is for you. And this is a call for you, my heart to yours, community to community, relationship to relationship, to come into this Inner Circle. Come as you are. You do not need any experience. You do not need any amount of yoga to be yogic enough. There's no enough bar you need to go above and beyond or hit in order to feel you're accepted. You are desired. And you are welcome. Right away, right now. I'm going to leave you on that, and I want to thank you so much for listening. Thank you for giving me time to get through and talk and digest. Yet again, every time I bring up that story from the past, there's another part of me that gets to digest it, and the story becomes so beautiful in the lesson. So thank you for listening to that. And if you can relate, have similar stories, I'd love to hear about it in the comments, and definitely inside the Inner Circle. So don't forget, right now it's waitlist. Get your name on the waitlist so you get all the emails about what's coming up. Thursday is the day you can buy your membership. There's monthly or annual packs. And then Friday you will be sent a link on to how to access and log in, create a username and password into your portal. There'll be a welcome message there, as well as a Zoom link for Saturday morning's class. We gather at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't make it, no worries. Everything will be recorded and posted inside of the portal. But that Saturday party is going to be hype, off the chain, straight fire, slaps, claps, whatever they say. whatever the kids say. All right, you guys, thank you, love you, and I will see you tomorrow with a part 2 of the inner circle.